Have you noticed that time doesn't feel real anymore? Like days just blur into each other's, weeks feel like days, years feel like months. Like 2020 was just like yesterday, and all of a sudden it's 2025. And the dangerous thing is that this is not just in your head. Something really is destroying your perception of time. And it's right there, in your hand. It's your phone and our addiction to social media and the time that we consume and the time that we dedicate to these things. Like, it's very obvious now that the average person spends 2 hours or more scrolling or at least doing something with their phone. 2 hours or more. There are people who go far and take their phones or spend time in social media, which is equivalent to 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. And then we wonder why is time not feeling like it used to? No wonder it doesn't, because we are wasting so much of it doing something meaningless. This is why we feel that we don't have time to do things that actually matter. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can start distancing yourself from your phone, how you can take back control, and how you can become human again and start living. Because when you use your phone a lot and you dedicate so much time doing meaningless things like scrolling, holding your phone, watching some content, like if you watch 10 reels and you start scrolling, you wouldn't remember what you watched on those reels. So it's doing you no good. It's only wasting your time. And the sad reality is that you know that this is not good for you, and yet you do it, because there are literally some geniuses, some gurus who are dedicating their whole days, their whole life to figuring out or to building algorithms that will keep you stuck and that will keep you on their platform like 24/7. And what's worrying me the most is that this is not good. It's only going to get worse from here, because technology is advancing, AI is advancing. Like, those strategies that they are using to keep you on their app is going to they are going to develop them. So it's only going to get worse moving on. So I want you to make a promise that you are going to take the advice that I'm going to give you seriously, because if you don't, you're going to regret it later on, because the pull will be stronger, and those algorithms as strategies, they are literally playing with your psychological part or your psyche to keep you on their apps. This, if you think about it, it's going to sound very evil, but this is what they are doing. This is literally their whole concern. When you enter an app, the people who made it or the people who designed it in a way to keep you in. And when you leave, you just defeated them. So they're going to develop another strategy to keep you sucked. And this is why the more we progress into the years, the more we start feeling like time is speeding up. Time doesn't speed up, time is the same, but we are wasting so much of it. And the more we go on, the more time we waste, because the algorithms are just developing. They are developing their strategies. They want you to stay in their apps. So take the advice that I'm going to give you seriously. And the first thing I want you to do is, it's going to sound very stupidly simple, but install a blocker. It's going to add friction to taking your phone and logging into the app or whatever. Like, take your time to install a good blocker and set up the settings, like set up a limiter. Like, if you want to use it for 1 hour, it's fine. You can use it, but just don't overuse it, because I myself used to find myself scrolling into an app that I didn't want to scroll in for 2 hours, 3 hours, just because they manipulated me. And this is chances are this is what is happening to you too. You are being manipulated. It sounds very evil when you think about it. They are literally manipulating you to stay on their apps. So take your time to set up a good blocker. There are a lot of options, and you should find the one that suits you the most. But when you find it, you are going to start having some friction, and this is all we want. We want you to have friction and to have something to sort of block you before doing that action, because those algorithms that they are developing will make you mindlessly click on the app. Like, chances are you found yourself doing this sometime, or someday you did this. You found yourself on Instagram and you didn't know even why you clicked on the app, and you found yourself 2 hours deep into reels, into scrolling. So install a blocker. It will give you that second to think and to make the decision for yourself, not to be manipulated into clicking and scrolling like most of people do. Like there's no wonder those apps are successful, because they are manipulating their users to stay in them. They are making so much money out of your back. They are making so much money, and that money that they are making is at the expense of your time. You are wasting your time in order for them to make that much money. So install a blocker. And the second thing I want you to do is, if you have multiple social media apps, I want you to stick to one. Like for example, WhatsApp, if you prefer to use Telegram, but don't have WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, X, Discord. You are a human. You can't manage all these apps. If you find yourself scrolling there, I have some friends who go into Instagram, scrolling it for 2 hours, then move on to Facebook, scrolling it for 2 hours again, and then move on to YouTube Shorts, scrolling it for 2 hours. Like you just wasted 6 hours because you have like three variants, like three versions of doom scrolling, like three versions of reels, and I don't know what they call that shit. Three versions of them. So you will scroll 3 times. At least have one. If you are someone who is very active on Instagram and not that much on Facebook, like remove Facebook. Remove it. You don't need it. You will give me the excuse that most people give, that I have some friends that I should text on Facebook. You could shoot them up a message. Hey, I'm planning to step away from Facebook for a little while because I find myself. You don't have to justify yourself. If they are people who actually care about you, you will tell them that I'm going to step away from Facebook or from Instagram for a while, and give them your number and tell them to text me here. I'm going to use WhatsApp, and they will do it if they actually care about you. So it's very simple. It's very straightforward. You don't use an app that much. You only use it for scrolling. Delete it. Uninstall it. It's only harming you. It's not giving you any positive things. There are people who keep Instagram for the aesthetic of it. You could use it for the aesthetic of it. I understand that you could post some stories, share your life on there. But honestly, if you take a paper and write the pros and the cons of Instagram, you will understand why I'm telling you to delete it, to remove it from your phone. But if you really want to use it, you can install a scrolling blocker. There are a lot of options there. It will stop you from scrolling, so you could use Instagram just for the aesthetic of it. But if you are using Instagram for the aesthetic of it and not using any blocker, then you are leaving window for those people who are dedicating their whole life to figuring out algorithms to manipulating you into staying in their apps, just to stay in their apps, just to spend as much time scrolling mindlessly and wasting your life. And then you wonder, why did 2025 come up all of a sudden? Like 2025, I feel like 2025 just started yesterday, and now it's October. September was the month in which I decided to go hard on my personal brand, on my fitness stuff, I wanted to fix all my life aspects, and I started doing so. I took action, don't get me wrong, but I felt like that month passed like a day. Like, have you noticed the pace that September went by? It feels like it was just a day, and all of a sudden now it's October, and we have only 3 months left until 2026. Like, just try to think about these things. Like, sit and look me in the eye and think about how much years you wasted doom scrolling and doing things that are meaningless, that doesn't do you any good, just because there are some people who are dedicating their lives to manipulating you into spend your time in their apps in order for them to make money. It's about time you take control of your life, and it's about time you start prioritizing yourself and start doing things to stop yourself from wasting your time, which is the most valuable asset, because time will run. Time always is going to progress. If you stay in the same place, time wouldn't look back and say, oh, I'm going to wait for you. Time is going to pass by, and if you stay in the same place, no one is going to move you except for yourself. So take control over your life and start blocking yourself, start being mindful about the things that these apps are doing to yourself, are doing to your psyche, are making you, the things that these apps are making you. They are making you a mindless zombie who is just logging into Instagram, scrolling for 2 hours daily, and then living his life. You are becoming a zombie. You don't have a mind. God blessed us with a mind so we can see the right and the wrong, what's right and what's wrong. But these people who are designing these algorithms are just manipulating you into forgetting even that you have a mind. Just stay as long as you stay in their app scrolling, they don't have a problem with you. But when you will start doing these things and start being mindful about your time, this is where your life will start improving, because you will have actual time to dedicate for your habits, to dedicate for your life, to dedicate for the things that you care about. It could be your family, it could be your business, it could be your friends, it could be some passion that you have. When I was little, I used to love drawing, but now I feel like I don't even have time for it. And you know why? I just told you 1,000 reasons why. And one of them is social media, is these apps that are designed to keep you in. So you don't find time for your hobbies, your passions, you don't find time for anything except for scrolling in order for those guys to make money off of your back. So prioritize your time, please. Install a blocker, be mindful about these things, and start taking action and start researching about how these guys are manipulating your dopamine, how are they frying your dopamine, so you don't feel like doing hard actions like working out, studying. Like studying has never felt more painful than these last times. People can't study. People can't focus for 30 minutes. You know why? Because they are overstimulated. Every time you log into an app, you find reels that are 5 seconds, 10 seconds, filled with effects, filled with motion graphics, with blurs, with flashlights. And what this is doing to you is it's making your attention span smaller and smaller. And the more small your attention span, the more those guys are going to be good with you, the more those guys are going to be satisfied, because you will spend time in their apps and forget each reel and look for the next dopamine hit. But for you, it's literally the worst thing that can happen in your life, because you won't be able to focus on your studies. You won't be able to focus on when you are working out. Every time you work out, you're going to think about something that happened. So we will have ADHD. Literally, you will be mentally ill because of how much scrolling you did. So please be mindful about these things and research and start acting to change these things, to resist the pull that these guys are designing to keep you in their apps. And if you can, take this decision, which is the best decision you're going to take. Step away from those apps, delete them just for a while until you readjust your mind, because your dopamine is literally fried and you will need some time to detox, to literally reprogram your mind in its original state. So you will start enjoying going for random walks. You will enjoy sitting in a silent place alone, just going through your thoughts, organizing things. But these things wouldn't feel like they should do, because you have a fried dopamine and you have the attention span of a goldfish. So be mindful, please. This is what I'm going to leave you with. Not a lot of people are taking action to stop it. I want you to be one of those who are mindful and conscious about the dangers of these things, and one of those who are taking action in order to resist these things and stop them from bleeding into their lives and destroying everything. Click here to watch more, and as always, stay hard.